Why have I started to run now? What are the reasons why?
I'm just happy. Ran a 5k. Just mad. Just mad.
Can't believe I've run 10k. Like, if you asked me back in November, December, would you have been running 10, 5, not even 10k, 5k? I would have just said no chance. Man, it's insane. I've actually done a 10k race. I will be running my first ever half marathon on October 12th of this year. I am now officially 4 days out from the Manchester half marathon, my first ever half marathon. And man, it's gone so quick. I've done 14 weeks of training. Yeah, pretty much we're on week 14. I've done my last training session yesterday, a nice taper run. And generally, I'm feeling pretty good. I am a bit nervous. I think it's more the anticipation. And I've never done that kind of distance. My highest mileage I've done is 18 kilometers as part of this training program. In terms of general prep, it's not been ideal. I've had a couple injuries, a couple issues that I've been dealing with, a bit of hamstring pain or tendon pain and a bit of ankle tendonitis. I've been having some treatment for the ankle. That's feeling pretty good. I've had a couple illnesses as well, and a couple times where I've had to readjust my training sessions. But despite all that, despite all the setbacks and things that life throw at you, I've got here in one piece and I'm pretty much ready to go. So essentially the plan for this week, it's Wednesday today and race day is Sunday. So today I'm going to do a bit more recovery work. I went for a sports massage before, picked these up from Superdrug, got some Radox muscle therapy. I was using this last year, then I ran out and I never got any more. And then I've got some of the muscle salt or the salts as well. So I'm going to hammer these over the next few days. And then from Thursday onwards, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm going to start carb loading. Again, I've never carb loaded before, but I'm just going to probably eat a bit more than usual. I'm not going to go into too much depth with it. So race day nutrition, this is something I've been playing around with for the last 4 to 6 weeks. And I've found a little way of doing it. And I use ChatGPT because why not? It's pretty helpful. And I don't really want to take loads of gels and stuff just because my stomach can get a bit iffy. So this is going to be my strategy for Sunday. So I'm not sure if you can see the board, but I'll go through it anyway. So I'm going to start the race. I'm not going to take anything initially. 30 minutes after, I'm going to take one of my gels. So I've been using the SIS energy and caffeine gels. These don't irritate my stomach, so they've been pretty good. So I'm going to take one at 30 minutes. Then I'm going to, at the 1 hour mark, so every 30 minutes, I'm either going to take some dates. So just some standard ones in there. So I'll maybe take, I think they advise 3 to 4. So I'll take 3 to 4 dates. And then 30 minutes later, another gel. After that 2 hour mark, some more dates. And hopefully I finish within sort of the 2 hour 30, 2 hour 40 mark. So I'll take some more dates if I need. So in terms of race day gear, I'm going to keep it really simple. So I've got a long sleeved, really, I don't know what material this is, but it's a thin long t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, and it's got my branding on it, Strength Physiotherapy, and I've got the S as well there. And this is brilliant for both climates. I've worn it when it's hot and when it's a bit cooler, and it covers both environments, so I'm going to be sticking to this. I do have a short sleeve version, but I'll see what the weather's like on the day. I've also got some Gymshark running shorts as well. They're in the wash, so I'm not gonna, well, I can't show you them. So they've got zips as well, so I'm gonna carry my probably gels in one and then the dates in another, so I can free up some pockets up here. And finally, I've got my running pack. I've been using this for about 6 to 8 months. I got it after my 5k run. I think that was back in February when I did my first 5k. And yeah, it's got a water bladder, put all your keys, inhaler, wherever I need. I've got a pocket here which I'm gonna use to store my DJI cam, and then I've got another pocket here that I'm gonna put my phone in as well. And then yeah, you've got your little tube there as well, which is handy when you're running. And for the actual race, I will document it best I can. We'll see how that goes, but I'm gonna be using the DJI cam. And this has been really handy. I've got some ND filters for it as well. So hopefully the footage comes out decent as well. And finally, can't forget the trainers. So these are the Saucony, I don't know how you say the brand name. I don't know what model shoes these are. I have no clue when it comes to trainers. But I upgraded to these about 3-4 months ago because the other ones, the actual insole had worn so much that it was at an angle and I started having problems again. So these are slightly wider on the toe base, but yeah, they did cause a lot of problems initially. because I think I switched my shoes mid-training block, so I was doing a decent amount of volume anyway, and I think the change in mechanics around my foot caused that to just, you know, mess some shit up around my feet. So yeah, I think that's probably the reason why that happened. But these are really good. They've been dead reliable. Hopefully they get me across the finish line. It is Saturday. We are one day away from the Manchester half marathon, and I feel rested. I've been eating loads, chilling loads, doing loads of recovery bits. And I decided to spend this morning just getting all my kit together. And I know I went through kind of everything I was taking, but just to make sure I've not missed anything out. But this is basically everything that I'm taking. So yeah, I already showed this a couple of days ago. I got my trainers K-tape, which I didn't have any left, so I bought some more. I'm going to take my knee and my inner ankle, more so for my knee. Electrolytes, gels, got my running pack with my water as well. Gymshark shorts, and then my t-shirt, and then this is what I didn't show a couple of days ago, and pretty much that's my bib number. So pretty much everything that I need. I've also got my dates as well, and yeah, I'm hoping this should just suffice. Okay, so it is race day, Sunday morning. It's almost like 8:15. I'm knackered. I feel really tired. Usually lying on a Sunday, so I need to have breakfast. I've just got all my gear together, and then yeah, gonna head off very soon. So this is the weather today. It's really muggy. Yeah, it's gonna be shit weather, but hopefully it stays dry, and obviously it's not gonna be too hot. So yeah, I need to crack on. I'm gonna eat, and then hopefully you should see me next when I'm there at the event.
Shout out to James and Jack, running for Harry. Daniel. Well done, running.
Almost about 10 kilometers in. I think I've got my pace now. Just trying to keep it going. Come on, man. 11 more left. So about 15 kilometers in. Quads are cooked again, but I'm not stopped. Just trying to keep up here. Not long to go, 6 left. So, almost at the finish line, about 500 metres. My legs are fucked. I've walked a few times, but I'm gonna try and pace it now. This shit's hard.
Oh, you're talking to me then?
Finish line.
Amazing work. Well done to Caitlin and Emily. Nearly there. Running there as well. There's more years. Soul has done. If our runners are coming past you now, you're at the finish line. Cheer, shout, go mad. These fantastic runners have done a half marathon across Greater Manchester. Fantastic work.
So did it. Got the medal. So yeah. Quad's absolutely gone, but just trying to keep at it. I'm done. Get time to get my t-shirt. Just got home. I think I finished just under 2.5 hours, I think. I'm not sure. I'm absolutely knackered. I struggled to walk. My quads were just gone. I had to get one of they had like sports massage therapists, so I just got one of them to flush out my quads. But yeah, I'm absolutely dead. Yeah, I'm gonna do like a post-race kind of analysis tomorrow. I'm going to take it easy, shower, sleep, eat. So it is the day after the Manchester Half Marathon, and got my medal, pretty cool little turn thing there, and then I got my finisher's tee on as well. So yeah, it was an interesting race. So in terms of my stats, I'll put it somewhere on the screen. My final time was 2 hours 41. I was hoping for under 2.5 hours. But paces wise, you'll see on the screen anyway. The first 5, 10 and 15k I was actually doing pretty decent in terms of my average pace. It was increasing slightly, but it was still, pretty good. And then the finishing, I'd say the last 5, 6k is when my pace dropped to an average of 8 minutes 47. And that's when I had to stop a couple of times to stretch, and then I had to walk a couple of times for a couple of minutes just because my quads were absolutely gone. I'd say the first 10 to 12k was a pretty good pace. Like I was chilling. I was going at a decent pace between 6 minutes 30 and 7 minutes, and then I'd say kind of 13, 14k onwards is when the legs or the quads started to burn a bit more. And then after that, I'd say the last 4 or 5 kilometers was just torture and was never ending. So I think in terms of race day experience, it was really, really good. The energy was amazing. The crowds were really good. And it's my first ever half marathon, my first ever time doing that kind of distance. Before then, in terms of my training, I'd only done kind of up to 18 kilometers. At the same time, I thought I did 18k a few weeks ago, and that was pretty decent. But yeah, this was just something completely different. I think the main thing around this course is it's advertised as being flat, which it relatively is. Just a long hill. It's not even a huge incline. It's just a gradual incline, and it's on for kilometers. And I think that's what potentially threw me off. I was able to keep going, maintain a good pace for quite a while, and then I hit the wall. And I've heard people talk about this wall you hit during a half marathon or marathon race, and I used to think, before yesterday I was like, what kind of wall? You just keep going, keep pushing. But yesterday it really, really did test me to the point where I was just really struggling to even lift my legs up and carry on. So a few kind of questions I need to ask myself. And maybe, you as a runner, whoever's watching, you can give me some advice down below. I don't know what went wrong. So was it my nutrition on race day? Was it my pre-race nutrition? Was it the way I paced it? Was it my training where I wasn't really hitting my race pace targets as much as I should have during training, because I just found it impossible on the terrain that I was running? So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's gone wrong, or is it quite normal for people to hit that wall, and because it was the first time me hitting that distance? I'm just not sure. I guess the positives from that is when I did my first ever 5k and first ever 10k, just genuinely when I first time I ever reached them distances, I found it really, really difficult at the time. So maybe it's that where now 5k is really easy, 10k is pretty easy as well. And it might just be that where each time I increase the threshold or the ceiling of kind of what I'm doing in terms of mileage, that's when, the other distances will become a bit easier. But, I'm happy. The medal's pretty nice. The t-shirt's nice. Got my number here as well. So, yeah, I'm very, very sore today. I'm struggling to walk. My quads are just fried. Like, I'm struggling to stand up, sit down. So I'm just going to take it easy this week. No training. In terms of future plans now for future races, I have got the Manchester Marathon booked in next year to sometime. I think it's April time, March, April time. So I've got that booked in, but I don't know. I'm on the fence realistically whether I should do it next year or whether I should defer it. I think with this half marathon, I think the last 5-6 kilometers really showed me how brutal it was, and I was just like, well, if I'm struggling with this right now, would I be able to do a full marathon? Again, it's the ceilings you're gonna hit, so that probably won't be the case. I'll be able to surpass that and do decently, but it's just something to think about. But knowing me, I'll probably end up doing it just as a kind of goal to reach towards and hit. So most likely it will be Road to Manchester Marathon next. I think for me, in terms of this half marathon, compared to a year ago, I was overweight. I went to Jordan to volunteer as a physio, and I was struggling to walk 10-15 meters in the sand, and it was a massive wake up call, and I just was in a mental pit for about 4 or 5 months prior. So I think for me, this experience, this last 12 months or almost 12 months of training has taught me a lot, and I've managed to pull myself out of a pit
better my mental health, better my physical health, and really push myself and start some new hobbies and do some new things. So whoever is watching, if you're on the fence about running, doing your first 5k, 10k, half marathon, whatever it is, honestly just sign up and you will not regret it. Honestly, the feeling of crossing the finish line and getting one of these is amazing, but what's even better is the process, and that's what I've done with mine. I've documented every single milestone with my running journey in the last 12 months, and it's insane to watch back and think, holy shit, I was finding it hard doing 5k or 10k or whatever, but a lot of it is up here. It's mental growth. So yeah, I'd applaud anyone to take up running. You don't need to sign up for a marathon, but even hit your first 5k, 10k, whatever it may be, just go for it. And if I can pull myself out of this mental and physical pit I was in, then definitely you can also. So yeah, that's everything from me. I'm going to relax, recover, chill out. I'm doing nothing this week. I'm just eating and chilling, watching lots of films and catching up on lots of napping. Hopefully I'll see everyone soon on the road to Manchester Marathon. In the meantime, chill out, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.